So hello, it's me, Dark Moon Doll. I decided to do a video for you guys about the first phase of Mercury retrograde for this year, the very first Mercury retrograde of this year, which is going to be February 26th. I found a article online that I'm going to read to you guys. And then after I read the article, I'm going to talk to you guys about my personal feelings about Mercury retrograde this time around. So the name of the website is called Astro Style. I'll put the name of this website in the description below if you want to check out the website itself or if you want to read the same article yourself. So, let me have a little bit of taste of my apple juice before I get started. And by the way, I hope you guys are doing well, and thank you so much for all of you guys that just keep coming back to watch my videos. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And ooh, holy throat chakra, right? And I was just going to say that I hope that all of you out there are doing well. So, Mercury retrograde, I'm just going to say this really quick before I get into reading the article. Mercury retrograde, pretty much, the main thing that is recurring in every Mercury retrograde that I've observed is communication, the attack on the throat chakra. I mean, you might have a little bit more coughing going on, scratchy throat, itchy throat. Get yourself a sack of cough drops, seriously, and some mints, and drink lots of water. Slow down when you're communicating with people. So I'll say more after I read the article. All right. So the name of the article is First Mercury Retrograde of 2026. It begins February 26th. And it says, brace yourself. Brace yourself. Let's see. Well, the first Mercury retrograde of 2026 is in the fish's kaleidoscope waters. Few things are as they appear. Brace for crossed wires, false starts, and missing details. Take nothing at face value, not even people's enthusiastic promises or cheerful nods of approval. No matter how much you want situations to work out, you can't force them. Do you hear that, guys? You can't force them. Isn't that hard? It's really hard. One thing spiritual Pisces understands is that what's meant to be will be. Yeah. I have Pisces in my chart, my astrological chart. I have Pisces rising in my charts. If you really want to know what someone's thinking, you'll probably have to ask them outright. Even then, expect a little vagueness or mixed signals. When in doubt, take a beat to clarify and keep your sense of humor handy. It'll help you navigate these murky waters with minimal stress. Patience and precision are your allies with Mercury retrograde in Pisces, so adjust your sails accordingly. While Mercury is reversed here, you can access a deep level of creativity and divine inspiration that supports rapid growth once the retrograde ends. Until then, back up all your important data, switch to stronger passwords, and submit any lingering paperwork now. What are good things to do during Mercury retrograde? Observe what's going on inside of you during the first Mercury retrograde of 2026. How do you deal with waiting for an answer? Are you anxious? Do you start making up disempowering stories about what people are thinking? I know some of you guys do. I mean, I've been guilty of doing the same thing. Impatience can do very hazardous things to your health. Do you want to quit and move on rather than face the possibility of rejection? Let all feelings arise without interacting with them. They are not wrong or right, they simply are. There is true power in being able to hold the space of the unknown. In that mystical in between state, miraculous situations or solutions can arise. Situations too can arise. Just plan on taking a lot of long, deep breaths. As with all Mercury retrograde cycles, we lean on instead of starting anything new. If it can be avoided, that means focusing on activities that start with the prefix like to go back, such as reviewing all your contracts before you sign, renewing your commitments rather than making new ones, reuniting with old friends and family, rekindling a romance, maybe not with an ex. Yeah, no, definitely not with an ex. But if one services, it's usually to bring closure, not necessarily because they got away. And prepare to repeat yourself often during the first Mercury retrograde of the year. So there it is, Mercury retrograde in a pinch. So it's in Pisces this time. And it's talking about a deep level of creativity and divine inspiration. The deep creativity and divine inspiration is going to come about when you step away from people and start diving into your own creative energies, your own frequency. When you're around people that are at a different frequency than you are in, it can be very exhausting, especially during Mercury retrograde. It exacerbates the exhaustion even more. So I would suggest that you try to find as much time as you can to be by yourself so that you can stay focused and not get too drawn into someone else's frequency that's so foreign to your own. What happens when you do that is that it knocks you off of your spiritual path and it puts you onto somebody else's spiritual path. So that's very discombobulating, very disorienting because you were meant to live your own specific spiritual life path. You're supposed to be going on your own specific path. If you jump onto someone else's path, then that puts a halt to your incarnation right here. It puts everything to a halt. Everything stops for you. Uh, Prosperity stops for you. Love stops for you. All the good things in life comes to a halt because you're not living your life. You're living someone else's life. So I would be very careful as to, especially those of you who are empaths, those of you who are earth angels, those of you who are star seeds, those of you who are extremely sensitive to the energies that occurred during Mercury retrograde. I really strongly advise for you to take some time out and be by yourself. Um, if you have encounters with people, keep it to a minimal because if you stay too long in the presence of too many people, you start to wear their energy, their frequency. And when you're wearing someone else's frequency, it's going to burn you out because it's not yours. It's going to make you exhausted and tired. So if you find yourself feeling tired and exhausted during this Mercury retrograde period, also ask yourself if these energies are yours. If the answer is no, I suggest that you take a nice spiritual bath, an herbal spiritual bath, cleansing herbs to cleanse off the negativity that's not yours, the frequency that's not yours. When you cleanse that off, you can get back to your own frequency and stay focused on what it is you need to do for this incarnation. Um, when is it that this one ends? Let's see. Okay, so it's from February 26th until March 20th. So that's how long this one's going to last. And it's February 21st now. So I'm glad that I'm getting this information to you guys early so that you could think about it. And it's nothing, as I say in a lot of my, Mercury retrograde videos, Mercury retrograde isn't something to be afraid of. Mercury retrograde is a time of introspection. It's a time of watching what you say and thinking about what you say before you say it. It's a time where you have to watch your thoughts because thoughts become things. Thoughts can materialize into something real if you think about it with enough passion and enough fire attached to it. Like, yes, this is what I want to see happen. And you got to be careful with that, especially during this period of Mercury retrograde, because you will get what you ask for, you know, and then some. And then if you, sometimes too, if you say, I don't want to be broke, you just keep saying, I don't want to be broke, I don't want to be broke, I don't want to be broke during Mercury retrograde, it becomes like a chant. And the only thing your mind really hears is broke, broke. You know what I mean? That's the last word, broke. It's kind of like when you tell a child, um, don't play with that. And what the kid hears is play with that. They don't hear the don't part, they just hear the play with that part. So you see what I'm saying? It's the same kind of situation. So I would suggest, because creativity is going to be an all-time high, that energy, I would say tap into your creative energies and explore the creative side of yourself that you've always been wanting to explore. And that may entail having time, a lot of time to yourself during this Mercury retrograde period. And that's good because a lot of us spend too much time around tons of people all day, all night, you know what I mean? And then we lose who we are in the mix of it all. And I'm specifically speaking to those who are very sensitive and then picks up on people's energy and then get back home and don't know why they're angry or why they're sad when they never were in the first place until they hung out in this environment with this one person or whatever. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's show about Mercury retrograde for 2026. It's the very first one from February 26th to March. When was it? When did I say it was? February 26th to March what? If you guys remember, put it in the description below. I'll be impressed. Um, February 25th when? I want to put that precisely towards the end of this video here. Going back to the article here. So, February 26th to March 20th. So, think of this as a time of introspection, really. And if you're one of those people that jump out in the middle and want to be a part of it all, but realize that in the end, all it does is cause you grief, kick back, relax, observe, and keep your positive messages in your mind firm and intact in your brain, and don't feel the need to engage in everything during this period. So that's all I have to say for this Mercury retrograde review. Thanks for joining me. If you'd like to donate, as I said, all of that information is in the description below. Brightest, 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 brightest blessings to you guys from all over the world, and I will see you soon.